So being that I am a brand new content creator in the men's fragrance community, I am only now starting to slowly build relationships with other fragrance content creators. And you may have seen this guy, Mike from iSmell, either from his videos or from my lives. He finally introduced me to my first tag video, so take a look.
Fragrance. Dude, if you want to hop on this tag, brother, by all means, feel free to do so. I would be genuinely curious as well to see what fragrances you wear to help you boost your confidence.
And so Mike, your challenge is accepted. I will be doing in this video 5 confidence boosting fragrances from my collection. And so without further ado, let's get it.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.
Alright my dudes, welcome back. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video. So before I get into the video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications. It only takes a minute and it really helps out my channel. And I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Mike from iSmell to give me this first tag video. If you haven't followed him yet, also go follow him on Instagram and YouTube. He does a lot of unique fragrances on his channel, as well as tag videos like this and collaborations with other fragrance creators. So with that said, he challenged me to give 5 fragrances from my collection that are confidence boosting. And so I'm going to go through, and even though I already have a lot of confidence in myself, this list is going to be more for that I have confidence that my wife is going to like that. So for you guys out there who have a wife or a girlfriend, you know it's always important, the most important person that you want to smell you and to make sure that they like how you smell is your wife or girlfriend or the significant other. And so this list is going to be dedicated to my wife. So the first fragrance on my list is one that I actually tried about a week and a half ago on my live, and this is going to be one that's discontinued by the House of Prada. It is Prada Lhomme Intense. So this is one that as soon as I sprayed it on, I loved it. I said it was probably in my top 5. My wife absolutely loves it. So again, I have that confidence that she does love it. And the main notes in Prada Lhomme Intense are iris, amber, patchouli, tonka, leather, and sandalwood. This is going to fit right in there with the same category as Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo, Gentleman Givenchy, even though it's more on the higher end with the Dior Homme Intense as far as how good this fragrance is. So as soon as you spray this on, oh, that's beautiful. As soon as you spray this on, you get that powdery iris. It is fresh, it is clean, and you get that floral note, but not too florally. And then you also get this powder in there mixed with some of this tonka bean that gives it almost like a creamy vanilla mixed with that powdery iris. And then as you get further into the into the dry down, you get this beautiful leather note that kind of takes the place of the chocolate from the Dior Homme Intense. It really makes this a hyper masculine, mature fragrance that can be worn in a lot of different situations. It's good for the fall, winter, and spring, but more for the fall and winter. You can wear it to the office, or you could wear it out on a date. You could wear it to a wedding. It could be formal, it could be casual. There's a lot of different ways that this could be used. It's just not going to be great in the high heat. Again, once you get into the dry down, that leather pops a little bit more, and then you also get the sandalwood, giving it this fresh, woody, aromatic take. And then throughout the lifetime of the fragrance, more in the dry down than the opening, but it is still in the opening, is this warm, resinous amber that really sweetens it up and is really what makes this fragrance stand out from the other ones that I mentioned. It is a more intense version of the original Prada Lhomme, but then they added some of these, slided in some of these nuances that really make this pop and make this the best Prada Lhomme in the line for sure. So that's Prada Lhomme Intense, a fantastic fragrance. If you can find it, I got this for $48 on Nordstrom Rack, luckily. If you can find this, I would definitely recommend picking it up, $120 or less. So the next one on my list is one that my wife got me for my birthday, and it's from the House of Chanel. It is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So this is an eau de parfum, and it is kind of opposite from the Prada Lhomme Intense and when it's used. This is more of a daytime spring and summer fragrance, although I can wear it at night as well. I like it more in the mornings, like whenever the day's just starting to heat up. And so the main notes that you get in this are lemon, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. So this fragrance lasts about 4 hours, so that's the only drawback to this fragrance. It projects pretty heavily for the first hour, and then it kind of becomes closer to the skin scent. This is going to be one of those fragrances that smells great, and you have to be a fragrance enthusiast to really appreciate what you get here. Because of the fact that it doesn't last that long, some people are just going to just not like it. They're going to pass it up. But for me, it's one of my favorite fragrances and biggest confidence boosting fragrances in my collection. That lemon, as soon as you open this up, for the first 15 minutes, you get this heavy dose of a fresh, natural lemon, and then you get this little touch of vanilla in there. Once you get further into the fragrance, the way that I've explained this before is it has that real citrusy feeling in the opening with a touch of vanilla, and then about 15 minutes into the fragrance, the vanilla starts to level out with that lemon. As the lemon dissipates, it becomes more of a gourmand lemon meringue pie type fragrance that is absolutely beautiful. And then you get a little bit of this musk and a little bit of this aromatic sandalwood coming in the base to really just liven it up, freshen it up. But for the most part, you're looking at a lemon meringue pie, lemon cream pie, sweet fragrance that is great and has that citrus note in there, so it's good in the summer. If you're looking for a sweeter gourmand take in the summer for the daytime, Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche is great. The third one is not going to be a shocker to anybody. This is going to be a confidence-boosting fragrance to anybody who owns it, and this is by the house of Rasasi. It's Rasasi Hawas for him. So this fragrance is just beautiful. It is an aquatic, fruity fragrance, and the main notes that you get in it are plum, watery notes, ambergris, apple, cinnamon, and cardamom. This is a beast mode fragrance that lasts about 8 to 10 hours, and it projects heavily for the first 3 to 4 hours, and then it doesn't die down to a skin scent. It dies down to about like a personal bubble for the next 2 or 3, and then a skin scent after that, which I think is great, especially because you can get this around $35, $40. So it's a fruity citrus aquatic fragrance. In the opening, you get this beautiful plum mixed with these watery notes and a little bit of this cinnamon, and really the apples in there as well. A little bit of apple just to give it a little bit of a sweet freshness. But for the most part, you're left with this watery plum. And it's just a beautiful, if you like fruity fragrances, you're going to like this, especially if you like aquatic fragrances. This one just stands out and it projects like a beast. As soon as you get down to the dry down, you get some aromatics, some woods, some cardamom, giving you a little bit of spice, a little bit of freshness, a little bit of aromatics. And for the most part, from the beginning to the end, it doesn't change that much. That plum is really the main note in there with those watery aquatics. And other than that, it's just a beautiful fragrance and just a beautiful bottle too. There's a snake wrapped around the cap. It's beautiful and it's confidence boosting for pretty much anybody who owns it because of the fact that it's beast mode and you're going to spray it a few times. Not going to have to worry about spraying it again for probably the rest of the day. Fourth one on my list is probably going to be the most versatile here. Actually, it is the most versatile here, and that is YSL Y Eau de Parfum or by Yves Saint Laurent. So this is probably my favorite in the line just based on the versatility. The eau de toilette I use when I get out of the shower. The parfum I use for date night. The eau fraiche I used spring, summer, daytime when it's really hot outside. And then the YSL Y Live is whenever I just want to be playful. This one is when you want to wear it day, night, any season. You just want a random pull that you can wear and you don't have to spray again because it'll last you almost all day. It projects nicely and everyone around you is going to think that you smell good or great. So YSL Y Eau de Parfum, the main notes that you get here are ginger, apple, sage, juniper, geranium, and amberwood. It's fresh, it's aromatic, it's citrus, it's warm. It pretty much checks off every box that you need for a versatile fragrance. And again, that confidence to be able to go out knowing that you're going to smell great all day is always going to be good with this. In the opening, even though it's not a note, you get ambroxan mixed with the citrus and the sweetness from a bit of the juniper. And then obviously the YSL Y DNA, the sage, the geranium, all of that come in and play a big part in this as well. But you're more focused on that sweetness, that ambroxan. Even again, the ambroxan's not a note, but the amberwood feels that way in the opening. It becomes more woody and warm when you get to the dry down. And when you get to the dry down, again, that amber wood comes out, plays a big part, but it doesn't change that much outside of just getting warmer, a little bit more aromatic and woody in the base, and it loses a bit of that sweetness as the fragrance goes on. But altogether, it's just fantastic from beginning to the end. A little bit of spice in there, just fantastic. So that's YSL Y Eau de Parfum. And the last one is going to be my confidence boosting cheapie. And this is from the house of Missoni. It's Missoni Wave. So this is going to be, I wanted to put one on there for the people who can't afford the more expensive fragrances, but Missoni Wave is up there with all of those. I mean, it smells just as good. People wouldn't know whether you're wearing a $150 fragrance or, in my case, I got this for $13 at Marshall's, so they won't know the difference. So Missoni Wave, the notes that you get here are C notes, citruses, lavender, and vanilla orchid. It's a citrus aromatic marine fragrance, and that's pretty much what you get. It's very similar to things like Chanel Allure Homme Sport and Versace Pour Homme, so it's right kind of in the middle of those two. If you're looking for something that is a less expensive version but smells very similar, Missoni Wave does it very perfectly. You get that citruses, you get those marine accords, you get that sea salt, you get pretty much everything you're looking for a daytime spring and summer fragrance in the Missoni Wave. And then when you get to the dry down, you get a bit of that vanillic tinge that you get from the Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but not as much as you would get from like the Eau Extreme. And you get some of this woody aromatic notes coming in, but for the most part, this fragrance stays the same pretty much from the opening to the dry down, outside of a bit of that vanilla and a bit of the aromatics. This is one of the best fragrances for the price out there by far. If you're looking for a cheapie under 50, Missoni Wave is definitely in the top 5 every time as far as spring and summer fragrances are concerned. So those are my 5. Again, I'll tell you them. This is the discontinued Prada Lhomme Intense. It's an iris tonka bean fragrance. You have your Allure Homme Edition Blanche, which is like a lemon meringue pie. You got your fruity aquatic Rasasi Hawas. You've got your hyper versatile Yves Saint Laurent Eau de Parfum, and then you have your citrus aquatic, which is Missoni Wave. So now it's time for me to pass this video along and tag somebody else. So I talked to this person offline, and hopefully they can find time in their busy schedule because I know they're making a short film, but that is George the Fragrance Apprentice. If you guys haven't seen his content, you are totally missing out because he takes fragrance reviewing and turns it into an art form. The way he describes it, the way that he makes his videos is just next to none and will never be redone. So if you don't know what I mean, you need to watch his 2017 video of Kisses Rain. I'll put a snippet of it on the screen, and you can see just the way and the quality of this content is just absolutely ridiculous. So with that said, George, I really hope that you can do this. If you can't, I totally understand. But if you can please give me 5 fragrances from your collection that are confidence boosting, then that would be fantastic. If not, again, I understand. But thank you guys, everybody, for watching. And I really look forward to talking to you guys again. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one.